So last night I had a major breakthrough in terms of my theory about middle way, so I thought I might share it with you. So before I just had this bottom part, what I call potential hill, in red. So the idea is that the middle way is like going uphill, so it's easy to go to one extreme or another. So on the right there, you've got annihilationism or hedonism, the pleasure principles. So it's like you just go for pleasure for yourself, look after yourself. So that's easy to just fall into that. On the other side, on the left, you've got the reality principle, where it's more like there is some moral order to the universe you think's important, but you just go to that. It's a bit like fundamentalism, puritanicalism. You think, oh yeah, we need rules and commandments in religion to keep people in line. And also on the right, it's like you're going towards vagueness, and on the left, you're going towards certainty. So you're absolute about all that morality and everything. So in the middle, you've got a combination of the moral plus the human. So it's like you've got a moral order, but you're treating it in a human way. You know, you're treating people in a human way. You're inviting them to think about morality, but you're not browbeating them with it or talking about original sin or anything like that. You're inviting them to think about it. So that's the Buddha's middle way. Up the middle there. So the hard thing is where you're trying to do two things that are in competition with each other. So if you're trying to look after yourself, but also look after others, you can tend to one or the other. It's harder to look after yourself and others, which is the middle way. So that's why the middle way is uphill. But if we take it on and we try and look after ourselves and others, we develop moral character and robustness and all that sort of thing. We get better at it. And I think what happens is the hill starts to get less steep because our view isn't going against what the reality is, which is we're moral plus human. And eventually we get to a point where the green line across the middle there, which is stream entry, we're seeing things as they really are. So it's not like seeing things as they really are in terms of impermanence or dukkha or whatever it is, just that. It's seeing things as they really are, as moral plus human. If we're talking about insight, we don't have insight with no people in it that's just about us and our attitude towards impermanence. It's got to have people in it. It's got to be in the context of an ethical framework. So, and sometimes when people are talking about insight, they talk about separating ethics and insight, and I think that's completely wrong. Well, their view of insight is that, but maybe they're just over on the left there. It's a bit like there's no people in the whole thing. So if we see things as really are, so we see how things are impermanent, but we also see how ethics is really needed to bring about human flourishing, then the line flattens out to just a line. And then beyond that, what's in the bottom, the potential hill, turns into a potential well. So, which you get in physics, that you put a ball in the potential well and it moves backwards and forwards until it ends up in the middle. So as we make progress beyond stream entry, it becomes more and more natural that we stay in the middle way, because it really feeds back to us that it works to treat things as human plus moral. So we always include people in our consideration. As wise people, we're very sensitive to how other people are getting on. Sages interested in the world. And in a way, maybe as we go higher up in the top half there, beyond stream entry, it's almost like the potential well gets deeper and deeper, because it's easier to stay in the middle, because our insight goes deeper and deeper into our psyche. So enlightenment, it's just infinitely steep, and the ball is always in the middle. So this all came up to me about 3:30 this morning, so I just thought I'd share it with you.